What up, dumbass bitches? This is Resting Bitch Pod with Ali Makovsky. You might be wondering why the setup looks a little bit differently. That's because I have another dum-dum joining me on this podcast today. I didn't want to have her on because I actually hate her and think she's an ugly, unfunny bitch. But a lot of people, and by a lot I mean 2 people, said I should have her on. So without further ado, help me welcome my guest for today, Annie Letterman. Bye. Thanks for coming.
By the way, one of those 2 people was me. I was like,
you should have me on.
Me.
Yeah, she was begging me at the comedy store.
It was like a joke. It's a joke that I wouldn't be. Am I your first guest, or are you gonna release this later to get someone?
You're my first guest.
Wow, guys. You put what?
The little piece of toast. No. Keep that, but just talk into this, where this is.
Oh, here?
No, other way.
This way?
Yeah.
Why do they look the same on both sides?
No, look at this one has this, and the other side doesn't have that.
Hey,
Off to a
welcome
great
to
start.
the Special Bus Podcast. My bus was short. Like the men I've dated, my bus was quite short. It was cute.
You've dated tall men, I think.
And some shrimps.
Yeah,
We're doing a no more
some
shrimps.
scampies.
We're doing no more scampies.
Ooh.
Do
you know,
what?
did you ever, I remember cooking with my mom, and when we'd make shrimp, you'd have to, pull the shit out of the shrimp.
You have to de-shit it.
That's such a crazy thing to ask someone to do when they're cooking.
And it's
imagine
gotta get in your fingernails.
Yeah.
You just are gonna have... can you get pink eye from
shrimp
shit?
Well, I think they're washed, but it still is shit.
It's shit.
But imagine, if you bought
what do you mean
chicken.
It's washed? They're still washed, but it's the shit.
I know, but it's washed shit. So it's like sanitized poop. It's just the remnants. You can see that it's poop, but it's clean.
I'll eat it. I don't give a shit. I just close my eyes and pretend it's not there. I like shrimp. It makes my nose itch. I'm allergic to it, and I don't give a fuck.
That's like me with dairy, I think. I don't know if I'm allergic to it, but I definitely notice that I have to shit. Yeah, it's like I get constipado.
She clogged the toilet at our jiu-jitsu place. Do you know how funny it is to shit and then immediately have your ass in someone's face too?
Yeah.
It's better to get it out. You don't want it to get squeezed
No, because I get worried because you're in such vulnerable positions that I'm going to fart or something at jiu-jitsu. But what happened was I got there late. I really had to poop because I always go after the podcast normally. And I'm drinking a lot of coffee in the morning, and I'm not eating until after jiu-jitsu, and so it just hits me. And so I went thinking, it's just going to be a normal shit, but it was beyond,
shit.
Yeah. And it wasn't that it was, crazy. It was just too long.
Yeah.
It was a big, long daddy.
That's fun, and you're like, should I take a picture?
Well, yeah.
When it clogs the toilet, you're like, I should have taken a picture.
It looked like
fuck, I should have taken a picture.
It looked like the Titanic where the top was just above water. I was like,
Jack,
I'll never let go.
There's an arm reaching out.
Yeah. But the thing is, we're normally the only 2 girls, but Scott was out of town, so the trainer was a girl, and then there was another girl that I didn't know in class, so I'm like, fuck, I can't get away with it and just sneak out and come back a week later and be like, is that shit still there?
Yeah.
And I didn't tell anyone. I was embarrassed.
See, I look at it differently. I look at it, there's 2 other girls to blame it on.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but
they're not going to talk to each other.
But
Maybe
they did
both
because
Hispanic. They were both Hispanic.
What does that mean?
Because they're speaking in Spanish.
Oh yeah.
They
They're talking
bond.
shit about me. Yeah.
You know when you see
one of the girls had her daughter there, and the daughter tried to go to the bathroom, and then she came out and went, "Mommy, the toilet's clogged."
Madre.
Hay caca en la toilet. I was like, oh no. I was like, I gotta go. I left class early. I was so embarrassed.
Isn't my toilet fucking perfume? Does that mean perfume?
I don't know.
That's so funny. She's like, Mom, there's poop in the perfume.
No. I put there's no plunger. I was gonna plunge it myself like a real strong feminist.
It's probably in the boys section.
I know, and I couldn't.
Shitting it up the whole time.
So then I just put a big paper towel over the toilet, thinking that was
out of
the
service
problem.
You should have written in period blood. You should have written out of service.
I went in someone's bag because they had a notepad. So I was like, I'll take out a piece of paper and I'll write a note saying out of order.
But what's the best is that
there was no
pens. Can I just say
pens.
something that You went into someone's bag. That's
Well,
okay,
it was open. I
No.
didn't go into the bag. I
Allie,
saw a notepad that was
listen to what I'm
empty.
saying. Hush for 1 second. I know this is your podcast, but I need you to be the rest part of resting bitch. Okay.
Are you? Does that mean Does that mean you're the bi part of resting bitch?
You're so much buyer than me, but I will eat you out. Listen.
You'd try all the time. You're like, oh, Allie, you're so gay, and then your face is in my pussy at all times.
I'm like, she's so gay. Her cervix is so sweet. Anyway, it tastes sweet. Isn't that weird? No, you went into the there's 3 women there, okay? So you went into the bathroom where there's 3 women. You're one of the women. 2 women had their bags in there. You shit the toilet up.
No, because there's...
Just listen to me. You shit the toilet up, and then you went into their bag. They know what the notebook paper looks like in their notebook. So these women, not only did they know that you shit, they also knew you went in their bag.
Yeah, but then I didn't end up using the paper because I couldn't find a pen. So I put the paper towel over it, thinking that by the time the class had ended, the poop would soften and be able to go down the toilet. And I kept checking every time we would take a break. I would go to the bathroom and try to flush it, but it would get super close to overflowing.
I've always overflowed. I don't know how to wait. I don't know how to ask for help. I've always overflowed. I've gotten shit. I've taken shit out of the toilet. If you're hooking up with a dude,
I tried to do that.
I was. Dude, you clog up his toilet. You're gonna reach in for the shit.
I was gonna try and like get enough paper towel to
You
wrap
think there's
around my
shit in
hand.
your fingernails after you clean shrimp? How about after you fucking clog a toilet with a guy you're hooking up with? I will reach.
One time,
you're getting pink eye.
One time with my first boyfriend, who I mention a lot on this podcast, and let me tell you, I'm doing fine. I don't think about him that often, but I was on a heavy period flow at his house.
Hit her up. She's coming. She wants you back. Okay, good.
I would just be curious to like catch up with him. Anyway, I took out my tampon at his house and
it's always
blood splashed everywhere on the floor, and it was white tile, and I just had to try and clean it up, but it looked like one of those forensic files where there's like.
And he had a black light. It was really unfortunate. When I was drinking heavily, something happened to my body. I did so much damage to my body because I was drinking Jaeger like all day. I was at my friend. I was in love with one kid. Okay, it was my ex-boyfriend's house. He was dating the sister of his best friend Bill. I was hooking up with Bill just to get close to the ex-boyfriend so I could eat breakfast with him. I mean, it was really pathetic. But I would like drink and then I'd be like, Bill, come pick me up, and then Bill would pick me up, and I would just like cock tease him, pretty much like make out with him, and then just be so in love with his roommate. So then, and sister's boyfriend. This is fun stuff.
I'm not following this tree, but okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This guy is not getting laid, and I'm in my underwear in his place all the time. And on top of that, I go to use his restroom in the morning, and for some reason, I've done so much damage to my body that my body hemorrhages. It's like a miscarriage.
Oh my God.
It's
maybe it was. It probably was.
But I don't think I had fucked him. So I mean, I was such a blackout. Maybe I'd fucked someone. But it was just like overflowing, just everywhere, all over his floor mat. Like I had to be like. I'm super in love with your best friend / roommate.
I think someone was murdered in your house.
Listen,
did you hear anything weird last night? I think someone was murdered.
And of course he didn't care because I'd cock tease him so much that he had fallen in love with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd given him nothing he wanted.
I think I'm a cock tease, but I do put out.
Yeah, but you're emotionally you can.
I'm an emotional cock tease.
But you can shut it off. Like your chill phase, your resting Garfield bitch face, is like gives nothing.
Yeah.
It gives nothing.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys think I'm not, even if I am interested, I think that they think that I'm not interested because I always sound like this. I'm like, no, I really like you. No, I'm having a good time.
My feelings are hurt, and I know
yeah. And I'm like, no, I really like hanging out with you.
Your eyes get wide and they're still only half open.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I've talked about this before, but someone always comments on my Instagram saying, why are your eyes always at half mast? Because I'm always remembering 9/11 in my spirit. I was 5.
Last night, David Tell, someone said something about 9/11, and he goes, wait, what happened? It was the funniest thing I've ever heard. He goes, wait, what happened?
Where was Dave?
He came to the Comedy Store. We hung out.
Wait,
I've gambled with him. It's not a big deal.
And he's big time.
You guys, I'm friends with him.
That's why I'm her friend. I'm climbing the ladder.
She is climbing the ladder. And can I tell you, when she first approached me, it was so aggressive.
It was not aggressive.
You went, I look up to you.
I did not say that.
I promise you did. You were with Andy
You
Haynes.
crazy bitch.
You said you were probably mocking me. But you said, why don't you follow me on Instagram?
Okay, but that's
you're
not
my idol. I swear to God, you said something like that.
I've said those things, but not like that. I didn't walk up to you and
I was like,
go,
who's this
I
crazy
love you.
boy? She
Oh
had
my
short hair. I was
God.
like, who's this dyke?
And then you were like, let's be friends. You wanted this to happen.
It took a year, but I softened her.
It did not take a year.
Your hair grew back, Allie.
That's not.
I was like, I'm not friends with lesbians. I need her hair to grow back. I have enough guy friends, okay?
No
new guy friends.
You know what's funny? When I was doing open mics in Orange County when I first started, there were these two guys. One of him has since killed himself, but they were big fans of yours. And they were like, man, Annie's like so funny and cool. And I was like, who's Annie? And that's why I liked you, because I like these guys.
That's where this story is alive.
And then one of them killed himself.
Would one of my fans kill himself because that's how funny I am? Of course. Do I recommend it? No, please don't. Please stay with us.
Annie.
I lost a fan that day. I now have one fan.
That's so funny.
Thanks for caring about me, dude. I'm sorry that happened to you. I believe in ghosts.
Are you talking to him?
He's listening, yeah. You brought up your ex-boyfriend. I'm wanting to get back in touch with him as a joke here, but I did that once.
What? You got in touch?
Okay, I had the guy I lost my virginity to.
I lost my virginity to this guy.
And I don't know. I mean, couldn't have been a bigger loser.
Same. This guy, I think. Well, I don't want to talk bad about him. I don't want to. I feel bad because I think some of his friends listen to this.
Well, mine's not watching this because I don't think they have podcasts in prison.
If they do, this is definitely not what they're listening to.
He did get out for a little bit, and I keep talking shit on him, and I'm like kind of scared of him. But also, I'm like, you have my virginity forever, okay? Yeah. On that waterbed. He took my virginity on a waterbed in Northeast Philadelphia. He had wood paneling. He had Tommy. He was a wigger. And by the way, children, I know you're gonna be upset with me saying this, but there's no other word, and it was a genre of a time before you were born. You're dressing like that time now.
Yeah, all my haters / fans are 12. So.
Yeah, so you don't understand. It's not an offensive word. Just get over it. But anyway, he was a wigger. Said it again. And you don't own me. Don't cancel me.
Annie's canceled. Hashtag Annie's canceled. Comment on my Instagram.
You guys, I'm fucking raw.
I put Annie on my Instagram or on my podcast as the first guest just so she could get out of my way and I could take her spots at the store.
She set me up to be canceled.
Yeah.
That's so funny. 12
So Annie, I saw that in 2011 you tweeted Jews are going to hell even though they don't believe in it. I do.
I did a deep search.
You said that.
I said the Holocaust. What are we telling stories today?
I mean,
Holocaust.
It is funny now that I think about it that
the Holocaust isn't real.
Cost.
What's the cost?
You know,
of challah bread?
Jews and their money. It's always about cost with that.
The challah bread just got completely looked over by.
I'm getting canceled as well. We're both getting canceled.
Let's get canceled. It doesn't listen.
I mean,
it's the new wave is us talking.
I'd prefer to be canceled before I have anything.
Listen, you don't want to be in a position where you can't be funny and speak your mind and make the best jokes.
Yes, let's get into that.
But let me finish the story. Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, I want to.
So
what was his name? Like Pablo.
His name was Brad.
Gary.
He was adopted. He lived in Northeast Philadelphia. He lived in the basement, and he had this waterbed and this wood paneling, and he had his Tommy Hilfiger shirts hanging on the wall like they were artwork. He had a ferret.
Oh, nice.
He had a bong made out of a 2-liter soda bottle. He would say things like, "This bitch doesn't suck dick," and I'd be like, "I love you." I was like, he was so mean. I was 14 with nipple rings. So anyway, so his mom.
I had one nipple ring.
Oh, you did?
Just one left. Yeah, because I'm not gay.
I went left first, and then I went right. 2 years in between. I had them for 6 years. 14 to 20.
Nice.
I just took him out. I'm 21.
Will you
Plus
show us?
Years.
Will you show us?
Can you blow me?
No, don't.
There's too much nipple hair. I would, but it's too embarrassing.
We don't edit. We don't edit this podcast, by the way. So whatever you say is sticking.
Oh, I don't care. I had the mic too far away from me anyway. Allie's got great tits. Not that you need more people.
Thank you.
They're so good. And she kind of like downplays, but it's good. What's going on?
Thanks.
I mean, she does look like her pussy smells, but it doesn't.
It does.
I've never smelled. I've been around you. I slept in your bed.
I like to hook up with guys who smoke cigarettes because they lose their sense of smell.
Oh, the last guy I hooked up with was like, I have a really good sense of smell. He told me this after we'd fucked a couple times. I was like, that's literally my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Because my dad hooked up with him, I had the biggest bush too, and the bush holds smell like it's musky.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know we were gonna hook up.
I like hooking up with dudes when I have a big bush because then I'm like, oh, you don't give a fuck.
Well, they can't. What are they gonna?
I know.
But the thing is, they secretly care. But this is the thing. This is the trick. You have to
I'm
not
sweating.
care what I'm sweating into the couch.
You know when it like drips?
My pussy's sweating.
Last night I was at the store and I was wearing a tank top and there were just beads of sweat going
my whole
down my
life,
side.
I have hyperhidrosis.
It was like my armpits were crying.
When I was in fourth grade, my armpits started. First of all, I had full armpit bushes. I was the first person. Your eyebrows, my armpits. Full armpit bush before everyone had, like, the boys' voices hadn't changed yet.
Yeah.
I got my period when I was like 3 years old.
Whoa.
Lost my virginity when I was 2. It was consensual. He was 1. Anyway, it was so hot. Diaper to diaper, baby. We 69 diaper style. Anyway, do you guys watch the Rugrats? Anyway.
Was that your porn?
Yeah.
Softcore porn.
We used to put it on
like
and
put
just
on,
fucking
yeah.
flick each other
Rugrats
off.
and chill.
It was fucking hot. Rugrats and chill. like we're
wait.
smoking cigarette afterwards. It's like
the candy cigarettes.
I got candy cigarette and a fucking bottle.
Undo
milk.
my dipe.
Don't do baby voice. You're gonna get so many stalkers.
Goo goo gaga.
Stop! You're gonna get. This is not good.
Really?
Don't. You guys
I like to do this bit where I talk about how I can't come, but because I'm a baby, I can't come because my mommy never taught me.
Wait. I'm worried about you. That's why I'm not laughing. I have an idea for your podcast. Each guest should try to make you come.
Okay.
That's how you start.
You just spit over the jeans.
Did you get boners? Do you guys get boners yet? How old are these kids? Anyway.
I have no idea what
so
the demographic
okay, so
is.
years go by. I go to college. This guy breaks up with me. He fucks my best friend. He breaks my heart. He was always a shithead to me. He's like a heroin addict, a loser. He's just like a nightmare, right? You think I would just like move on and be like, oh, it's weird that I had a inappropriate relationship with a 16-year-old boy when I was 14 and he was a loser. Instead, I decide I want to like call him when I'm like 19 or 20. I'm like, I remembered his number. I was like, I'm going to call him and like make amends with him. I'm going to be like, I was working.
Why would you apologize to him?
Well,
I just wanted to talk to him.
Well, I thought I was going to call him. I did this thing called the Landmark Forum, and you're supposed to like make amends or whatever. I don't know. But I was like, I was calling him thinking I was going to go like, I'm sorry, I put a lot of pressure on you. We were just kids. Like, I was so upset and stuff. But in reality, like, I don't owe this guy an apology. He did a bunch of weird, shitty things to me. I just was off, you know?
Yeah.
So I called him and I was like, hey, man. And he was like, still living in his mom's house. Number was the same. He picks up. He's like, hello. And I'm like, hey, it's Annie. And he goes, oh, hey. And I'm like, hey, I just wanted to talk to you. I just wanted to like apologize, like, about, I think I like put so much pressure on our like little baby relationship. That must have been really weird for you to have like me crying and so into you and so in love with you. And he went, I'm so glad you called. He's like, I always felt really bad because I was always so in love with your friend and not into you. I was
my God.
A bad connection. And I hung up. It's so funny.
There
was in prison for years. I let this person have my power.
When I was
Brad, if you're listening.
When I was in 3rd grade, I was on the radio for 4 years making prank phone calls, and I had like my first like elementary.
3rd grade?
Yeah. I was employed, bitch. And I had this boyfriend for like, 5th grade, and he broke up with me, and I got a call from him like a year later, and I was like so in love with him.
You're in 4th grade.
And he called me on someone else's phone. It was 6th grade at this point, and he was like, hey, Allie, this is Nikki. Yeah, I just wanted to say I was only dating you 'cause you were on the radio. And then I saw him like maybe in 8th grade or something, or 9th grade.
Was he on the radio pranking you when he made that call?
No.
Boom, Inception.
No.
I made her high-five me. It was so hard.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't worth it. But I saw him later at a party, like a kickback house party, and he was not doing well.
Yeah, they never are.
No. I was just telling my friend Jackson, there was this guy I was like in love with in high school, and I thought that if I got a boyfriend, he would be like a little bit jealous and like wish he had made a move first. I was like, hey, Trevor, like I have a boyfriend, and he was like, oh, really? I thought you were a lesbian. And I was like,
I like that all your stories are from high school.
Yeah. That's all I have. That's all I have. But now,
I'm 75 years old.
But now I was with my friend from high school recently, and I was telling her that story and how it like crushed me at the time. And she just messaged me saying, oh, I was at a party with Trevor and he's down. And I was like, too late. He's doing like Oxycontin in his dorm room still.
Dude, It's over.
It's over.
They
I'm out of
always
your
come
league
back.
now. I'm
By
out
the
of
way,
your league now.
They always come back.
Should have got me when I
always
was
come back.
an ugly
They
bitch.
always fucking miss you. They're always like, oh shit, what I could have had. Fuck you. But Brad, honestly, if you're watching,
What was he in prison for?
heroin stuff. And like, some guy was like, did you hear what happened to Brad? And I was like, what? And they're like, Drew came in, this other kid from my school who's dead now. They're all dead. Don't be a juvenile delinquent. Just be fucking chill. Just be cool. Like, do your homework. You don't have to do heroin. Do your homework. Do the other age homework. So he comes. He's like, Drew came in and shot up Brad's room because the drug thing. I went, oh my God. And he goes,
Is
no,
the
Brad,
water bed okay?
He goes, Brad's fine. I go, no, the water bed. I want to do like a
whole Brad. You should do a
gotta
one-woman show about Brad.
It's called Brad. Why didn't you love me?
I saw George Carlin's daughter do a one-woman show, and it was the worst thing ever. She was like, Dad, is that you? And I was like, he's dead, dude.
He's not there. He's
so
probably
is this
feels
show
more present than.
And she was saying during the show, she was like, yeah, when I first wrote a book about my dad, he told me not to release it. He really didn't want me to do it. But now now that he's dead, I'm doing whatever I want.
I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it. It was a bad
But also,
show.
here's the deal. When someone dies, their legacy lives within you. So you can fucking I mean, that's like the ultimate, like, revenge is to just drag someone's dead name through the dirt.
Yeah. R.I.P. Michael Jackson.
R.I.P. Michael Jackson. R.I.P. Jimmy Savile. Do you know about the guy who fucked the kids and the
R.I.P.
corpses?
Jeffrey Epstein.
By the way,
he's not dead.
No, I think he killed
I saw him last night at the Comedy Store.
He killed.
He's coming out with a special.
He fucking crushed.
He's doing a 1 hour Netflix.
They gave him the Brody spot. I think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself with Bill Clinton's hands. It's a stage joke, but you're getting it here first.
I think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself with...
We all believe in you.
I'm gonna
Brad's dick. Brad's waterbed's dick.
No, what is another... Yeah, I'll come back to me on that one.
All right, we'll get one by the end. Yeah. This is fun. We should do a podcast where we try to do jokes and then it just we keep passing till the end.
Like, we'll get back to it. It's just all premises.
Do you guys think Allie and I should do our own podcast and then have a joint one?
No.
Why?
We should. Maybe we should. Maybe like a Patreon thing.
Yeah.
And we'll like do jujitsu and stuff. And
yeah, blurred feet with socks on. You guys don't get that. But you can see my pussy.
I love that you dress like you go to my high school. Still.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going for...
My high school was thought heavy.
Somebody asked me, I was on mushrooms, and someone asked me, it was Curtis that works at the Comedy
I love that
Store.
you do drugs.
I only do hallucinogens. I'm sober other than hallucinogens.
I only do cold brew and...
I do cold brew too, but it blows my asshole out. Let's be real. Mushrooms brings it back. Mushrooms really centers your asshole. Fucking tightens your butthole. It's a lot of clenching. No, I was doing mushrooms, and it was not the right amount, and it was not the right time, but someone offered them to me, and I was like, what are you going to do? So I was weeping and feeling sad, and then they go, what do you think your brand is in comedy? And I was like, this is not the right time.
Yeah, bad time.
And I was thinking, my ex-boyfriend used to call me Cool Motorcycle Girlfriend, and I was like, I guess I like Cool Motorcycle Girlfriend. But then someone said that I remind them of lipstick on a cigarette.
Oh.
That's kind of cool, right?
Kind of, yeah.
I don't smoke, though.
But not like, I don't...
lip gloss on a vape pen? I want to hit the younger audience.
Yeah, there we go. I think teens are against vaping now.
Well, I went to a breathwork class. Have you ever...
Oh, yeah, I thought I was going to achieve climax.
No,
you know what happened? I went on stage right after because it's like a very powerful experience, breathwork. And yeah, because you're laying on the floor with all these strangers and you're just laying there and you close your eyes and you're breathing heavily. And the whole time, I couldn't get into the zone because I kept thinking someone's going to finger me.
It's scary. It is like
I always think I'm going to get fingered. Every time I close my eyes, I just think like I can't sleep.
Do you guys see that I'm making actual contact?
Not really. I mean, you're on the bone.
Are your lips inside? Do you have an innie?
I have it depends on the weather.
That's so funny. Well, a lip's out. I guess we're going to have rain soon.
Yeah, it's like a groundhog. My pussy's a groundhog. I'm like, is there a shadow?
Mine's like a really good sandwich. Anyway, everyone loves it. I don't like that downstairs people are laughing. I know it has nothing to do with me, but it hurt.
It has nothing to do with you.
It hurt. You can order me at Carl's Jr., but you're like, it's good. It's like the gourmet one. It's not on the dollar menu.
What is mine like? Mine is like thin cut slices at the deli. It's like deli thin cut because there's kind of like maybe a little bit of mold in it that you're like, I think that's good for it.
But you don't really know all of the baby voice boners.
I have a moldy pussy. My pussy's kind of dirty, but maybe clean. I love when guys are like about to put it in you and they go, "You're clean, right?" And you're like, "Well, what are you gonna do if I say no at this point?"
Yeah, what are we gonna?
They're like halfway in. They're like, "So you're clean?" I'm like, "Who knows?"
I want to print out a laminated like test results that you can tell is like old.
Yeah,
it's been jizzed on. Just like I laminated it so. You know what I used to do? I used to have Astroglide in my bed. I used to use a lot of lube. I don't use lube anymore. I actually can get wet now. It's weird. I actually am good at fucking. I was not good at fucking for a very long time.
I like when it's dry and the whole lips go in.
Oh, when they suck it in. It looks like Jim Carrey and.
Yeah. It's like a black hole. Everything just gets sucked in. It's like so uncomfortable and so not hot, but you just like don't want to stop. You're like, I guess we just have to. I guess
we'll start a fire here.
Oh my God, yeah.
Hey, girl. We're not supposed to acknowledge the people walking by, but I don't think that. I think that's rude. This is the Me Too era. We need to tell her she's a nice lady. Allie got Me Too'd by me today. It's called #MeToday.
Okay.
I figured you. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, just now, but I didn't.
She liked it.
Yeah, it was.
You're
good.
So go with the flow.
I'm so go with the flow.
That's why you could flip your switch and be.
Oh, I could be crazy. What do you mean? Flip my switch in what way?
You could just change, and people would not know what to do. If you all of a sudden started getting like emotional about things.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. On your period, do you get weird?
I get like kind of like it goes through waves. Like 5 days before my period starts, I get really emotional and crazy, but it kind of just varies. Sometimes I'm not crazy. Sometimes I'm really batshit crazy. But then when I'm on like yesterday, I was on a high where I get really happy, and I made this like crazy Instagram story that I posted. Like I get really manic. Ticket? Yeah.
That was funny.
Like sometimes I'm just like on a good level.
We can pay them together.
Oh yeah. One time.
I need your emotional
I don't want to talk about that.
Allie was raped.
Let's just gloss over that. It's not a big deal, but I did get a parking ticket that night.
She was raped by the
I was more upset about
city.
of West Hollywood. $67 for this.
Oh my God, I can't believe one of my fans killed himself. That's so sad. I laughed, but I don't think it's funny. I need every fan. Fine. I need every fan that I can get. Guys, I need you to stay with me. Not so much. You creeps.
Yeah, stay away.
It really is. There's a boundary. It gets to be too much. This guy keeps bringing me presents and showing up at the store.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
do I
weird.
have to get you on the
I've
list?
gotten a present at the store, but the guy's nice. But it could turn.
It's nice, but it's like,
but if I engage anymore, he's very nice right now. But I know if I just made him feel a little bit more close to me, that it would just be too far.
It's so hard because I'm vulnerable when I get off stage, right? I'm on a high. I had a good time. I'm like.
And you always talk to everyone after you get off stage. I kind of just like keep my head down. I get uncomfortable.
Set boundaries because this weekend I was in Missouri and they didn't have a green room. Well, they had a green room, but it was like way in the back. And I had to eat my food and stuff. And since I did Rogan and people listen to podcasts now, they think they have a one-sided friendship with you. Right?
Yeah,
so they know all this weird shit.
Yeah.
And this guy just kept like, I saw him once the first night. He came back the next night. I'm like, all right, that's weird. Hello. I don't know if he's like trying to be a comic or whatever, which it's like there's nothing more annoying than someone being like, what should I do? Go get on stage.
Yeah, just
you're
do
gonna
it.
Be humiliated that you did this at some point. If you become a good comic, you're going to be embarrassed. That
I messaged so many people asking for advice and stuff.
It's procrastination.
Yeah, it's just me not wanting to do it and wanting to have them be like, why don't you just do something with me? Or, something like that. You think that they're going to give you some sort of like cheat code.
And there's no
But now I'm friends with them. And luckily, like, I actually did it and like, did well.
I had a sit-down meeting with Anthony Jeselnik when I first started comedy. That's so embarrassing.
The Jess?
He was like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know. My friend just set this up. He's like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing a bunch of mics. He's like, yeah, you want it? He's like, if you can do 5 a night, that's like the best night. I was like, I'm already doing that. He's like, great.
Yeah.
And he was like, don't start a show, you're going to make enemies. And I was like, I already started a show. And LOL, boy, did I have enemies.
Really?
Oh, people were so
I started
mad.
a show and I had no enemies.
I started a show with 2 other girls. And then
but that's because I lied about booking and stuff.
And said that someone else
I said someone else booked it.
I had to lie about this. Or not lie. I had to fire these girls from working because they just weren't working. They were taking up too much stage time. And it was just like, it just didn't work out. They just weren't good at the promoting or anything. So it was just like, all right, I'm just going to do it myself. And then everyone like banned against me with them. And I was like, but I did all of it. Who cares? It's not a big deal. I was like, you guys can still do spots and stuff. But it ended up being a very weird situation that probably wouldn't happen now because I don't work with women. I wish I could have pushed you out of frame, but you were too close.
Too big.
You're too big. You're doing very well. I'm very proud of you.
Thanks, Mom.
I'm so glad I decided
to do the podcast.
I know. Do you like when people are like, this podcast is going to blow up?
No one says that.
Oh, they say it on mine. Good segue. Listen to my podcast, Me Inspiration.
Yeah, listen to Annie's podcast.
What do you think's more valuable, the solo episodes or the joint episodes?
For you?
For
You're my first. I don't know. I'm only doing guest episodes when I'm out of town. So this will come out next week because I won't be here to record my own episode. So I don't know.
My fans will have killed themselves by this.
The
time this comes out.
At the rate in which your fans die.
I have suicidal fans.
I know. Imagine like how Sandra Bullock or whatever has people who like, kill themselves or like go crazy. That's gonna be us one day. Yeah, she had some guy who was like stalking her and then like was at her house and stuff. And then he ended up killing himself when the cops came.
She must have been like a little relieved that he killed himself.
Oh yeah. You have to be like, I mean,
the stalkers are so scary. I had a weirdo in my building.
People because they like what you were saying about it, how it's one-sided.
Oh,
like I'll be at the comedy store and people will be like Long Beach, and I'm like, it's weird that people just know that.
Yeah, it's very weird. And
that's
then they say things, and then the thing is like one like hello and hey, like that's fine. But when they stay, and they're still standing there, and you're like one guy, this guy with this big beard, he was like all ripped at the show in Missouri, he just like kept hanging around. It's like, yeah, obviously you want to fuck me, dude. I'm not gonna fuck anyone in the audience ever. That's never happening unless you're like, I gotta see her. You have to have a blue check mark. There's to be a lot going on.
I have to be the one who's like, I'm always the dominant bitch in any relation or hookup.
I've been trying to not be because
I know I want to soften up a bit, but
it's just too. Whitney Cummings gave me advice. She told me to read this book that's literally archaic.
I don't read, so.
Listen to audiobooks, baby.
I don't. Yeah.
My eyes don't work that way. I fall asleep. I'm like, and I try to read, but yeah, I'm trying to be the femme role, and it's so difficult because I'm so impatient.
Well, why? We shouldn't have to.
We're
we can do anything.
People.
2019.
I read some of the comments. You told me not to read the comments. I read some of the comments on my Rogan episode, and it actually went well. It was fun. Because some of the things that they're like, they're like, how come all female comedians are like sluts or this or that? And I'm like, first of all, we're comedians for a reason because we go out and we get them like them dicks.
Well, it's like if I'm not getting attention on stage, I'm gonna find a way to get attention.
We're a type of
somewhere
person.
else. Yeah.
Why are they all? What? Like literally, I know girls that aren't like that do comedy, and you'll never know their names because they're so fucking boring and their comedy blows. I have a joke about
that. Is true. There's plenty of sluts out there.
If you can count the guys you slept with on your hands, and you're a girl comic, you suck and you're never gonna make it. Sorry. You better get to dickin', bitch.
Unless you have like 100 fingers.
Oh yeah, unless you're deformed.
Yeah.
And then you're definitely gonna make it in comedy.
Yeah.
We love a good deforming.
Ow, I just hit my tooth on this.
They're so big.
I know.
I like that you got the thing to like highlight your big
I'm like,
teeth. Big teeth are good.
I love my big teeth.
You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it in this
my
world.
big chompers. I'm sweating profusely.
I think we should do a Patreon.
We should
podcast together. No pressure.
If people like this,
there's no way they're not gonna like.
I know we're fun.
We're fun together. They like when we do our joint thingies.
Yeah, when we do our Instagram lives together.
Because an Instagram live.
You always request me when I'm like naked in bed, ready to go to sleep, and then I have to like put clothes on, all mysterious. It's kind of fun. I like it.
Give them what they want, Allie.
I'm sweating.
You're shiny today. What's up?
I got Is it really shiny?
It's so shiny.
Okay, yeah.
I look amazing in the reflection of your cheeks.
Well,
the apples of your cheeks are literally my face.
Well, I went to the beach and, you were
Today?
hating on it. No, when I was wearing my denim in the water. And I talked about it on the last episode, so I won't get too into it, but I got super sunburnt all over, and except for my legs 'cause they were in denim. And
I thought you were gonna say they were
I was
so
wearing
hairy.
jeans. Yeah, they were pretty hairy too. But yeah, my face got really sunburnt, and my chest and my back, and my pussy and my crack. So, well, I just noticed today
I like
that
burning my pussy 'cause it gets it more brown.
yeah,
I know people
it's
really
nice
like
and
brown.
crispy. Yeah, yeah. That way, when it gets wet, it feels like a little dressing. I had to put Aquaphor on my face before I came here, so I just got lubed up like Vaseline heavily 'cause I was peeling.
Did you ever watch Real Sex
Who?
on HBO?
No.
Did you know that show? This is before your time. So it was
I
like
love when people say that.
It was.
I know. I love when people say that.
One day, this is what is happening to me is gonna happen to you 'cause I was the you.
I know. I don't want it. I'm gonna kill myself before that happens.
No, it's fun because then I mean honestly, it's hilarious how immature I am that you give me advice.
I know.
You give me fucking actual life advice. I'm like, bye, Dad.
Yeah.
Fucking so much older than you.
I know. It's gross.
It's
Just
fun,
kidding. I
though.
love it.
It's fun. I like it, but I don't feel that like you're that kid sistery. I do have a pride in you, but I think I would be proud of you if you were my age too. Anytime someone comes
Should we
into the
just take
scene
our
and just
tops off?
does fucking,
I need more views on the YouTube.
I don't know. I feel like I'm rolling a little bit today. It's a swimsuit. Do you guys like that?
Yeah.
Are you into that or not? I can't tell what you guys are into. It's so like warm. Did you feel it?
No, not really.
So
Oh my god, feel
sweaty.
mine. Mine's like hot as shit.
Here, wait. Feel mine while I feel yours. This is gonna get a lot of
It's
views.
so warm.
If this doesn't get
It's like
views,
you're radiating heat.
it's so crazy. I must be ovulating. It's like eggs.
Do
like
you
pop,
ever
pop, pop.
do you ever hear some? Do you ever like? I mean, I know
If
that
this doesn't
most-
get views, I'm gonna be offended.
It will get views. Do you know how? I mean, you spend most of your time masturbating at home.
I masturbate
but
all day.
do you ever get a phone call from someone and you're like, I don't want to stop? So then you pick up the phone
Yeah.
while but you like slow down. You're like, if it's slow,
Yeah.
it's not.
Well, you don't
it's
want it
like
to be
I'm itching.
Well, I have a vibrator, so I have to put. It's too loud. I don't want them to.
You're like, if I just do it
I'm
slowly,
like,
then
I'm shaving my pussy.
Yeah.
Like, there's one or two things I'm doing, and they involve my pussy. If it's that sound.
Yeah,
But I've been using 2 vibrators now. I've upped my vibe game. It's crazy.
Jesus.
It's so fun. Well, I like. It's not good. It's just not enough. So I've been. But so now I would have to have the phone. I'd have to have my earbuds in or whatever.
Do
they're
you know what's
called.
gross about comedy?
Pods.
There's so many gross dudes who do stand up, and especially like when I was doing open mics and stuff, and even just like some of the people who work at the store. You're in like close proximity to these dudes, and sometimes I can just smell the dick on them. Like it's fresh, like
Yeah,
a
their
fresh,
balls,
like
their hands smell like
wet,
balls.
wet but dry dick smell, and I'm like,
All they're doing is touching their dick.
yeah.
Well, my ex-boyfriend, I used to have to be like, your hands smell like balls.
You know what else is
You have to
annoying?
wash your hands now.
You know what else is annoying? I always like kiss the door guys. Most of them, not Guam or anything or
Only the
Isaac
hot
Allen,
ones.
but most of them I
none
kiss.
None of the Asian ones.
I got a type, okay? It's a preference, not a race thing. It's just a preference. But yeah, so I don't kiss them, but I kiss a lot of the other ones, and I'm kind of like a fun little tease, but it's like it's a bit, okay? But some of them take it too far and like really think that I'm like in love with them,
Yeah.
and it's hard because I don't. It's fun to just like fuck around at work 'cause it can be so boring, but then I can like tell that they'll just like linger around me, and I'm like, I'm not just gonna like kiss you. There's one in particular.
This is a you problem, and it's so funny. You're like, it's so annoying.
I know, it's so annoying that I like kiss these guys and then they think I'm just gonna like kiss them.
It's so fun that you are just like throwing out power games and you don't even mean it.
I know.
Like you have like a trail of people just fucking in love with you.
I know. I
It's
kind of
all
love
your
it.
fault. It's great. I gotta
That's all
flip
I
it
want
because
in
I give
life.
my power away too much. Nobody's in love with me. Just kidding. What were you gonna say?
Did you want to talk
Wait,
about
you were
anything
whispering.
in particular?
Wait, you were whispering.
Oh, I was just gonna tell you the one person who's like currently in love with me.
Oh.
I know.
no. Oh, I know what his face must look like when he lingers, too.
I know.
All, like, hopeful and like a little birdie.
Yeah.
Like, Mama, give me a worm. Can I give you my worm? Oh, poor thing. He's a funny kid.
I know.
Oh, no.
Did you want to talk about anything in particular? Do you have any agenda?
I was going to ask you.
I'm like that ad on those, like, don't smoke weed commercials that used to be on, where the girl's just, like, flat Stanley'd in the couch. That's me right now.
Oh, yeah, the weed girl? Couch girl.
With the
I
flat
used to say
face.
that on stage. That's why I had to quit smoking weed, because I was couch.
Yeah, that's what I look like. I look ran over on this couch.
Those are such good ads, because they used to have the one. You remember the one where they ran over?
See,
the
but to
girl
me
on
that
the
looked
bicycle?
appealing, because I was watching that commercial and I literally looked like that girl, and I was like, but I'm not smoking weed, so maybe I should do that.
It is
and then
weird
I'll
when
get
you're
in the
like
commercial.
pussy out to the girl's pussy out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like generating your puss cords.
What were you gonna say?
I can't remember.
Wrap it up.
You're the best, by the way. I literally can't wait.
Shout out to Anthony.
Anthony, you're the man. Anthony's cool. He's handsome. He's single, right?
Yeah, he's single.
He's
a
single.
nice
He's got
guy.
very pretty eyes. He looks
He's a
half
nice
black,
guy. He's
but he's
caring.
not.
Yeah, he's caring.
He looks half black, but
listens.
he's not. You get some fucking points.
He listens. He took me to see Childish Gambino.
Are you?
And
but
we had
do you
good
guys have
seats.
sexual tension?
No, I think you wanted to fuck me at first a little bit. Yeah. You had a crush.
Oh.
Yeah, but then we established roles.
Am I too old for you?
No, he'd be down.
Oh my God, he shook in the hot. He went, and then smoke came out.
Anthony's a sweetie.
Anthony's very tall. He's
tall. He
got,
lives
like,
in a
he
very
looks
nice
Haitian.
house. He lives in a
looks
very nice
Haitian.
house where we're
His
recording.
eyes gorgeous.
Haitian.
not
If you were
Asian.
Asian, I would not be doing
I mean,
this
Allie
podcast
would be like,
with
"Get
you.
the fuck out of here! I don't work with you." I don't see Asians. Is it because your eyes look like their eyes?
Yeah.
It's too much of an eye match. I went to jiu-jitsu today. Everyone missed you. Nobody talked about you, but I could feel it.
No one cares about me in that class.
It's so fun. They do care about you.
Yeah, I know.
Your guy wasn't there. Allie, listen, when I go to jiu-jitsu, I'm like, I want to make sure it's like not sexual and stuff, because I really want to like learn. I want it to be comfortable. I don't want it to be.
No, you make it so sexual. You make it so sexual.
Allie, in the thing, will be like, "Do you want to fuck me?"
No.
You're
You
whispering
literally-
in their ears.
You literally pull my
With
pants
you.
down.
No, with you, I'm sexual.
With
Us
the other guys,
lesbian.
you're like, "Oh no, stop, rape." You're like calling people out and like ruining their lives in class, and I think it's really fucked up.
I've gotten so many guys fired for rape. No, Allie didn't come in. The first problem that we were doing, the first sequence we were doing when I came in was you would do a headstand. You would flip over the guy's body. So it's called ass to mouth. It's called north to west or something. And then, or north east. What? I don't know. You flip over the guy. Your ass is in his face. Then you flip over and you literally put your pussy in his face. I went because there was a guy stalking me in my building, and I was like, didn't want to get raped. And I'm literally putting my vagina into the. That was the move.
Yeah.
You put the
I
pressure
mean,
of
once,
your pussy.
but
into
once
their
that
face.
stalker realizes what it feels like when you're on top of him, he would stop. He'd
He's
be like, "I'm good."
autistic. He wouldn't know. He'd be like, this feels fun. He's like, is this cosplay? He definitely has a sword. We have that in common. But he smashed my window in a car.
Wait, I have to tell you this story. I just started hooking up with this dude recently, and we were at his place, and I was like, "Do you like salads?" Because that's what I talk to guys I like about. And he was like, "No, I don't like the texture of salads. Like I can't eat it. The texture freaks me out." And
"Eat my asshole."
no. And I said, "Oh, I think you're autistic." Like genuinely, I was like, "You're autistic."
That's a weird thing to be so
Because I have
sensory.
my friend Chloe has Asperger's, and she can't eat certain foods. I know, and she
That's
can't.
so great.
Yeah.
You're so cool.
Yeah, she can't eat certain foods because of the texture. So I was like, I think you're autistic, but he still fucks me. So
Yeah, they can fuck. They
my
masturbate a
pussy,
lot.
the texture of my pussy is great for autistic people.
I was it doesn't feel like a salad. It feels more like
Condensed milk.
it's like a nice condensed. It's like, have you ever gotten milk in a bag? It's
Exactly.
Like that.
It's like the milk they use for Thai coffee.
I don't know what the future of my pussy holds. I don't know who's gonna be inside it. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Things change.
Yeah. Okay, we have to wrap up. So
Wrap it up, kids.
Something I've never said in my life.
Are kids using condoms these days? We never.
I think they are. I'm not, but
listen,
I'm
allergic to them.
My mom's listening, so
hi,
I
Mom.
am using condoms.
Is your mom a comedy fan?
She loves comedy. Her Twitter bio says huge fan of My dad, it has so many errors in the bio. My dad turned me into comedy about 100 years ago. And then she tweeted at Russell Peters, because I opened for him a long time ago. She tweeted it, and her picture is the two of us.
And that's so thirsty.
I know. She tweeted at Russell Peters. She said, "In light of Louis C.K. news, I just want to thank you for always treating my daughter Allie with respect."
Wait, can you screen grab that and post it on your Instagram to promote this app?
I'll try and find it. Yeah.
That's the funniest.
Okay, we have to get out. Say something. You dumb bitch.
Hey guys, this has been great. Allie's mom, follow me on Instagram. Hit me up. Don't become too big of a fan. I want you to live a long life. I don't want you to kill yourself. So my fans do that. That's what we learned tonight. Allie, I love you. Come do my podcast next.
Okay, thanks for being on here. Bye.
She acts like she doesn't like me as much as she does.
I do like you.
She's doing her thing that she does, but she's into me. And she said that I was her inspiration.
Go home.
This is fake. This is fake. She
also
stole. I got this shirt first.
Female comics. I'm so over it.
I got
my
this
next
shirt
guest
first.
is gonna be Santino. He hates.
I thought you said you hate female comics.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye. It's Ginger.